Some boy did like dirt.
All righty.
What's
Welcome
up?
back to another week of In the Green Bets. Coming off of Honda last week. Not my greatest showing. Wasn't the worst week of all time, but nice little cleanup from Grant. 7 of 7 top 20s through the cut. That's like should have been playing heavy DFS.
I know that lineup would have been amazing come like Saturday morning, even though I think only 3 of them hit, but then 2 of the 30s hit right on the number, which was great. The Watney 30 was a 4-unit bring back, which was amazing. That really helped me out. And then I even tipped it off with a little margin win in there at the end. Shane Lowry couldn't get the birdie to tie it, which was great. Sepp goes through and gets the winner. What a number that people hit on that. That's crazy. I wish we could hit something like that. We've actually bet Sepp. I bet him a lot last year.
I have too. And
Big
hitter,
Bulldog. His friend Keith Mitchell might be a popular guy this week too.
Oh, he's super popular. Our guy Golf Tips Checker posted that. I think he was he was on the top 10 outrights picks, and he's going to be one of mine. No spoilers, but he's going to be on my list for sure. No, Honda, it was a weird event. Sepp got he won the damn golf tournament, but he also got lucky. He got to hit his tee shot on 18 before this random downpour. So he blasted it like 330 over this bunker. And granted, he played the rest of the hole in a pouring ass rain, but Shane Lowry had to hit in pouring rain off the tee, play the whole hole in pouring rain, and couldn't make birdie to force a playoff. So worked out good for your margin, that's for sure.
Yeah, the rain really helped with Lowry's tee shot. Him just walking up there and not even taking any time and just pulling it right into the grass. It was great.
Yeah,
really helped there. I have a bad story for I talked to you already about it though. Is I forgot to put my one and done in, so I missed out on $106,000 with Billy Horschel. Really sucks because I keep my own tab on my bet sheet of what my people get, so I can try to keep it on my own kind of running just to check it. And I go to look and it's down, and I'm like, what in the hell? So I just completely forgot. I have Billy Horschel back in the mix just in case he gets going and we want to bet him for the Masters or something. Who knows, right?
Match play.
Yeah, match play could be something we'll use.
Defending champ.
Hopefully it doesn't hurt me, but big bounce back week for me. I had a terrible week before, and I think this week could be another profitable one because we have a weird field. There's like a missing tier to this field.
Yeah, there really is.
It's like the top tier, we're missing the second tier, and then we have like the third tier coming up. It's like a weird mix, but it's interesting because we got some good numbers.
Yeah, so I think I lost 2 units last week, and it was mostly because of a Seabez absolute choke fest down the stretch on Saturday, and I just whiffed 30s and 40s. Just whiffed them. I think all 4 of my 30s and 40s finished in the bottom 10. I think I could have maybe beat them. I might have been able to beat them myself. They were that bad. So we'll bounce back. This is, like you said, it's a funny field, but this is an interesting course. Bay Hill. You got to kill the par 5s. It's a hard golf course that can play extremely hard if the wind blows. We saw that with Hatton in 2020, 4 under 1. And that was like holding on for dear life on Sunday. I hit Hatton that year at 30 or 41, whatever it was. It was a good win, but you were just hanging on for dear life all day as he's flipping off the water and everything else that day. But you gotta massacre the par 5s because the par 4s don't give you a lot of scoring chances between just purely long par 4s and the shorter ones. Typically there's some kind of forced layup or it's really, really tight and the rough is long. It's not where you score. And the par 3s are beasts, all of them over 200 yards, require some seriously good iron play. Up and down percentage here isn't great because the rough is long and the greens are firm. It's an iron player's golf course and guys who can tear up the par 5s. We've seen the guys who've won here in the past. It's kind of been a bit of a mix because it kind of takes everything. Maybe some guys can just putt their way into a top 10 if everything else is okay, but typically you got to bring it in every category.
There's 7 holes that have an average score over par. on the course. The highest one being 18, which is going to be interesting. Kind of, could create some drama there at the end. We obviously remember what Bryson did there at the end last year. We got that water line there on the right side. It should be fun, but yeah, I think the difficulty of the course is going to be great. Lightning fast greens is here on Fantasy National ranks it. I kind of put it into some of my putting models this week when I was looking at some guys. So ball striker, obviously, this is going to be one of those things we've said it a million times. This is like a Zalatoris type thing, right? Like a thing where like you can maybe bring back the putting a little bit because of how much demand the ball striking is going to be. And it kind of takes some of those super putters out of the running. So if you can mix in putting with the ball striking, then I think you'll have a really good chance of winning. We've seen that from the leaderboards here in the past few years.
Yeah, iron players. I'm going to lean heavy into the iron players, Bermuda putters, and par 5 scoring, because if you don't score on the par 5s, you've got no shot. It's too tall a task to try to make up ground from 200 yards out with irons. I've seen pictures of the rough this week. It looks brutal as always. Yeah. So
I assume most guys will club down, right? It seems like the driving distance is down because guys are just trying to avoid that rough.
And forced layups. There's dog legs.
Yeah.
And you got to be in the fairway. I think Mark Leishman, there were some quotes from him over the years where he was just like, look, like there's no option. If you're not in the fairway, you have no chance. So placing it around the golf course is what you have to do. But it does reward, if you're a good long iron player, you're certainly going to have a better chance around here. Let's go ahead and dive into the outright market. Some interesting numbers this week, and I think I found some pretty good value.
I will join you.
I won't say John Rahm is good value because he's certainly not. 750. You can't touch that. Honestly, I really wanted to bet Rory this week. He's been playing pretty good golf, kind of a Rory type of golf where he backs his way into top 10s and stuff, but he's kind of lingering. The course has been awesome for him. He's been great here, but I think the best I could find was 12, and then once Bryson WD'd, I think 10 is maybe – you may be able to find him at 12 still. But if I could have found a 16, I may have jumped on that, but I really don't like even going that low.
I like that Decky 25 right there because I'm looking here on Rivers, and they have him at 20.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people on Decky.
Ball striking. He kind of is that last player in that not super elite, but elite group there at the top.
Guys who win.
Right. Well, yeah, Sungjae's not super, or Fitzpatrick really, but they're
right,
definitely elite. They can win for sure. So, yeah, I think I would veer more towards him there at the back. Scheffler at 16 seems crazy.
Yeah, I bet Vic at 18. That was where I started my card. And to be honest, I started with Bryson when I was putting it together on Monday. I just thought 28 was a pretty fair number for him. I figured if Bryson's going to play, he must be healthy. Then he WD'd, so I pivoted to Vic. To be perfectly honest, I almost just didn't even fill the space, and I just was going to take a couple dart throws. But I honestly think the winner is coming from the 30 to 60 range. There's a bunch of good value in there. Bunch of really good players who are in very, very good form. So I went heavy in that range, certainly. But up top for me, Vic, I got Fitzpatrick at 30 or 31, I think. But I don't have any problem with Decky. And I saw Zalatoris at 31. He was on the card, and then I sat there thinking, and I switched to Fitzpatrick because I'd rather watch somebody who can make a damn 10-footer than watch Zalatoris piss away another tournament with the putter.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick's 28 here on Rivers, so you definitely shop that number around. This would be interesting if Hatton and him these are their only U.S. wins. That would be funny.
There's 29 for Fitzpatrick there. Yeah.
We've talked about it before. I mean the Zalatoris burn we had at whatever that was, that Pebble. Farmers. I mean. I honestly don't know. I don't know when I'm going to bet him again because it's so hard. Maybe I'll just wait it out, or if I can just maybe jump like on like a 30 or 40 on some huge event that maybe gets posted. I don't know. This next group is interesting though. I like this next group a lot.
Yeah, this is where I jumped in for the most part was this next group.
The long iron Paul Casey.
there's some good form guys in here. Some guys playing really good. I grabbed Leash at 33. Good tee to green game form, good course history. He's one of those guys that when the golf course is hard, he just kind of finds his way around. So for when I was putting my card together, like I said, I took Fitzpatrick over Zalatoris, and I was kind of also deciding between Leishman and Adam Scott. I went ahead and took Leash, but I don't have any issue if somebody wanted to take Scott. He's been playing good golf. The course sets up good for him too.
Yeah, I'm going to go even farther. I'll probably have Seabez and Burns, both of those 50s on my card.
Burns was definitely a consideration for me. I grabbed Mitchell, Homa, and Kokrak all at 50. I jumped in on all three of those at 50. Seabez, not sure he's going to win an event like this. Burns, I definitely like Burns. He's missed 2 cuts in a row, and he's a pretty streaky guy, so I'll just wait for him to show some form before I hop back in. Coke had a 26th.
Yeah, he hasn't missed a cut since his win at the Houston, which is interesting. His putting has been awesome, gaining with his irons. That's interesting. Another
good here.
Another win from him. That would be 4 wins in 2 years. That would be crazy. He's been having a sneaky good run these past 18 or so months.
6 top 20s in his career here, 3 straight in the last 3 years. Good long iron player, guy who can get hot with the putter.
Yeah, I like that.
50 for him. Homa's been good here twice in his 2 starts. I grabbed him at 50. He's got 3 wins on tour now. And Keith Mitchell's just playing so damn good that I just can't stay away on a course. He's such a good Bermuda putter. We saw, if you go look at his fantasy national stats, he was doing everything good besides putting, and then we got to Bermuda and it was like bang, he gained like 4 or 5 strokes putting last week, and all of his tee to green games stayed there. 12th, 10th, 9th, his last 3 starts, gained 4.7 on the greens in Bermuda last week. Hits it far. His irons have been good long iron player, definitely. And I don't hate Seabez, quite frankly. I don't hate Horschel in this range, just based on their recent play, but there's only room for so many.
That McNeely number isn't great, but I do like him this week.
He's actually played a little better than you think.
Yeah, he rated out really high in my model. I think he was like 9th.
Same. He's 8th in mine. Last 24 rounds.
Kind of popping off after people think are going to be off of him because of Cali, right? So it's like I kind of like that little pivot right there. Yeah, I'm not sure we're going to catch the McNeely Bay Hill win, but it's an interesting play for him. Maybe it's more of a DraftKings thing. You throw him in some lineups or save some money and go heavy on someone else. But I do like him.
These 4 guys right here, Gooch, Day, Woodland, Kirk, don't have any problem with any of them either. I definitely considered Day at 65. If I wouldn't have taken Vic after I lost Bryson, I would have jumped down here and grabbed Day and then Kirk at 80. Those were the 2 that I would have jumped down to. Kirk, can he really win this tournament? Maybe. I mean, we've seen weirder things happen, but that was kind of my reasoning. You always say, do you really think they can win? I don't know. I do think Jason Day and Taylor Gooch could probably win. They've won. Day's won a lot. Gooch has won recently. So I don't have any problem with that. I don't know how much lower I'd go. What about you?
Yeah, the Day thing is interesting. I want to kind of make my case here is that he won in 2016, top 20 in 2015, top 25s in 17 and 18, had a little break with kind of how his career's gone. Came back and played last year and got in the top 30, so that's okay, right? He's still being okay on the course. Obviously, his health is the issue, right? And so we've seen him play. He got 3rd at the Farmers, top 25 at Pebble. I think he's picking and choosing events, at his kind of his own pace and trying to put his health kind of as the number 1 priority right now for his golf career. And I think it's been going well for him. I think he can compete at events like this. I don't think he's going to be burnt out or be WDing. I mean, I say that and he'll probably WD on the first day, but I think he's live, and I think that his number eventually is going to drop because he'll win one of these events at like 70.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what you just said. He has put in the time to get healthy and kind of work his swing around his back, and now he's kind of taking it easy on the schedule. He's going to win at some point at a big number. Definitely could be this week. He's playing pretty good right now. He's awesome short game player, and this course is very, very difficult. So he should be able to save a few shots where other guys won't around the greens. I don't hate it at all. I mean, honestly, I would consider adding it to my card. That was the next bet
I
down
would
the board.
consider putting maybe a major future on him. If he wins an event, his numbers are going to plummet.
Yeah. A U.S. Open. I don't know about the Masters. Maybe.
Right.
I mean, he's been good. If I was going to go anywhere else, I've seen people on Cam Young at 80.
He's been so good.
He's playing great. So crazier things have happened.
Again last week.
I've seen people out there. No offense to all these people. If you bet that Wolf number, I'll take the action. I'll give you 150 to 1. I'll take it because that dude is not winning on this golf course. Sorry. He's not winning the way he's playing right now. Like, it's just not happening.
The perfect way to drive traffic to our show is to put out numbers that will take action.
Yeah, I will hang the 150 number and take all the action people want to give me.
I love it.
But that's pretty much it. I'm not going down any farther. I think that's
Patrick Reed. Stop at Patrick Reed. What's he at?
Where is he at? Like 130 or something? 150. Quite frankly, I never thought we'd see a time when Patrick Reed was 150. He was an auto bet at 40.
30. Yeah, 40.
Yeah, because he wins, but he's been so shitty, like really, really bad. Like I bet he's not even the top. Yeah, 117th in my model. I think there's like 120 guys in this field.
You should just take Wolf and Patrick Reed every week for so many weeks in a row, and eventually one of them might win, and you'll get all your money.
Look at that. Look at that tee to green. He hasn't gained strokes on tee to green since July of last year.
Bermuda right there was probably, he got second. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but that was a shitty field. Like,
yeah, no, I'm with you. I would bet against him on every matchup I can if I can find it.
Yeah, I haven't found it in many matchups, but no, that's kind of my thoughts. I took Hovland, Fitzpatrick, Leishman, Mitchell, Homa, Kokrak. But like I said, Zalatoris, Adam Scott, Jason Day, those are definitely the other three guys that I would have considered. I'm sure you'll probably have a different mix of some similar guys. I don't. If somebody wants to bet Rory, I kind of don't blame you. If if they're offshores offering you 15, I don't know. You could do way worse than betting Rory at 15. That's for sure. You could bet Patrick Reed at 150.
I like the Victor play. I've always been a big narrative guy. That's how I bet basketball narratives, golf narratives, all kinds of stuff like that. Vic's going to start winning in the States, right? It's going to happen.
Yeah. He's going to win he's probably going to win a big one. This is
a big event. This is a course that demands the stuff that he can do really, really well. It just seems like it fits, and his number's not too bad. Like 18 sucks, but it's not the worst. Like, he's better
not when Scotty Scheffler is lower and Fitzpatrick and all those guys are right on him. Nah. That's why I grabbed him at 18. He's just too talented. If I'm going to go up top, I'll grab somebody I think can actually win.
Him and Decky. That's going to be my first. Him, Decky, and Burns.
Yep. All right, let's move on to the derivatives. As always, FanDuel, best derivatives. Any top 10s this week for you? I see a couple that I'm thinking.
I didn't bet any last week. It was amazing.
Yeah, I don't know that I bet Louis and fucking Louis tripled with 3 holes left, and I think he would have finished T10 or T11 if he didn't do that. He's a maniac. But for me,
maybe like a Henley. What's a Henley 10 on
Sung Jae at 3-1 is not terrible. And then honestly, all those guys that I was betting at 50 are like in the 3 to 4 to 1 range. Yeah. Henley is 6 to 1.
I like that. I almost like I'm going to start just taking like one or two super longs and not even worrying about it.
Cam Young 6-1, Chris Kirk 650. You know, that would be maybe how I go. It remains to be seen whether or not I will be betting top 10s this week. Top
Victor,
20s.
if you want to go safe, like a Victor, Rom, like
Rory.
Rom is going to be amazing. Yeah, Rory.
Rory's the one I wrote down. I forgot to mention plus 185. I'll put that on my
Jay will be
top
in
10
like
board.
20th, and then he'll end up like 6th on the last day. Like that'll probably
3-1. That was the one I wrote down on my little post-it note here. Sungjae, Wilsey, Rory. Those are my kind of three that I was looking at.
Wilsey will bogey 18 to get it. I guarantee that.
3-putt from 12 feet. Top 20s.
Sebastian Munoz.
He is on this list. He's in the long shots category, so I'm going to wait a minute to talk about him. But
get it out there.
Mitchell, Kokrak, Chris Kirk, all plus 210. Jason Day plus 230. Max Homa plus 240. I'll probably smatter all those guys in that range for sure. You know, I honestly, Sungjae at 135. That's an awful number, but you kind of know what you're getting with Sungjae. Although my one and done is just like I'm the unluckiest one and doneer ever. Sungjae's like on a not a heater, but he's playing good. Goes to a course he's won at and then misses the cut. And I've made 2 cuts in 7 weeks, and I've played good players most of those weeks. So I don't know. Whoever I pick as my one and done, they should probably just go ahead and book their Friday night flight because I just can't get it right. Anyways, all those guys we're talking about.
Done with the matchup. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, seriously. I don't hate Gary at plus 260. He showed some form last week. Cam Young plus 260. And then, do you have some long shots you like?
Yeah, the Munoz one I just had to get out because I love that number.
Same.
That number is amazing.
Is there a better number out there than this 360? You think?
Let me look. No, I got 350 here.
So right.
I was looking at 350, but yeah, 360 is even better. I'm cool with that. Thomas Peters is another 350 big hitter. We're a little biased just because from Illinois. Whatever. Cam Young at 3-1. Kind of like this range of these guys in this area.
Where'd you see Cam Young 3-1 at?
DraftKings.
Rivers. Oh, that's a good number. They usually don't have that great. Yeah, I know Aaron Wise played bad last week, but he missed the cut on the number. I kind of don't hate him here. But maybe those are top 30s. I don't know. My top 30s and 40s were so bad, but I bet horrible golfers last week, so I'd have no one to blame but myself there. But that field sucked, so I was taking some dart throws. But Denny, I don't hate it because he's such a good putter. Higo actually played decent last week, had one bad round. So you could do worse than Higo for sure. Pat Perez popped pretty high in my model. Let's go.
Lightning fast Bermuda putting Denny was number 1. Also, Bo Hostler was on that list, and he
actually played okay last week.
Yeah, and his top 40 number is really good.
Andrew Putnam. I want to talk about Andrew Putnam for a second here.
Yeah.
Good Bermuda putter. Does well in average to difficult scoring conditions. Does good in windy AF, which it can get windy AF here. I know he missed at Phoenix and Genesis, but he lost a million strokes off the tee. His approach play around the green is good. He's been gaining putting. Had 3 straight top 30s before missing at Phoenix. And I think he has a top 5. Yeah, he finished 4th at API last year. So he'll be on my card almost assuredly at his number. 9th in approach over the last 24 rounds. Good putting, good short game. 23rd strokes gained par 4. Some interesting numbers.
Homa? Do you have a Homa line over there that's decent?
Yeah, I'll be betting Homa almost certainly plus 240, I think is what I just saw. Yeah, plus 240. If you look at Homa's stats, I've got him right here. I was just getting ready to talk about him. Good opportunities gained, putting, short game, good on long par 3s, 5th in strokes gained par 5. That's what I definitely like is the fact that he's been killing the par fives.
His ball striking has been amazing. Top 15 at Phoenix, top 10 at Genesis. Last 2 starts. He's only played this tournament twice. He's been in the top 25 with the top
I
10
know.
last year.
Yeah, I bet him at 50-1, definitely.
I'm putting the last all the way since November, which is nice. I like Max Homa.
So the Matt Fitzpatrick thing, just since he's right here on my model, I don't understand this number right here, this off the tee, 12th and off the tee. I just really don't get it still. But this number right here, first strokes gained par 5 last 24 rounds. He is so good around the green and putting that he just birdies them all. And I've proclaimed this multiple times, best Bermuda putter on the planet. Look at this Bermuda putting. 0.75 strokes gained per round on Bermuda. 2 back-to-back top 10s. And look at his Arnold Palmer record.
Euros winning this event too, right?
Yeah. Look at his API putting.
Holy shit.
Best Bermuda putter on earth. That's why I went ahead and grabbed him and said Al Torres. I just saw him on my thing there. But no, that's pretty much all I got for derivatives. Eric Van Rooyen, I saw people mentioning him. Hayden Buckley, I saw people mentioning him, but his form is god awful. Your guy Tringali, don't hate him.
The triangle.
He's down there a little bit, but let's move on to matchups because I actually started finding some this week. And if
I'm struggling,
I'm just gonna go ahead and say this right off the bat. If Justin Rose fucks me this week, I'm gonna be so pissed. I found like 2 or 3 matchups that I'm gonna fade him in. His form is all over the place. He's been good here. I recognize that, but he's also been bad here. It's like every other year thing. Missed the cut last year. He just doesn't have the form, and you can get Seamus Power or Russell Henley. I think there was another pretty good matchup you could get with Justin Rose. I'm going to fade him for sure, probably with 2 matchups if I can find it, depending on who that second one was. I just know kind of what I'm getting with Henley and even Power to some extent. He's been good too. Rose is just too all over the place. His form sucks. I will fade him, but I've faded him in the past, and then he finishes good. So
matchups are weird this week. I don't really know how I've been struggling to like find a way to approach it. Usually I have kind of like a method. I guess I just need to stick to the model. I'm going to just kind of stick to the model this week.
The Power, Seamus Power over Rose is a model play. There's like quite a bit of difference between them. Chris Kirk over Siwoo. I like that. Siwoo's form is not great. He's down in the model a long way. He's not been great here. Chris Kirk's rolling a little bit. Burns over Fleetwood. Fleetwood's like 100th in my model. He's like way the hell down there. Obviously, Burns missed a couple cuts, but good Bermuda putter.
Scotty is the favorite over Victor?
Yeah, I have a different top of the board head-to-head.
Okay.
Rory, plus 125 over Rahm.
The fade
Rahm's a first-timer here. Of course, isn't that nice to first-timers. Rory's been playing good, plays good here. I don't know. Rahm had his worst. He's going the wrong way. He had his worst finish in like 15 months a couple weeks ago. That's kind of tongue in cheek, but he finished 24th. But like the course a lot for Rory, like the plus 125.
I've bet against Rahm before. I don't need to tell you how it went.
Dangerous game.
Yeah,
it's a dangerous game for sure.
It's such a bad idea. I'm honestly, I'm gonna have to look again tonight at some of these and just really go through them. Fitzpatrick over Hatton, like what?
I don't hate that because Hatton could blow up easily.
Hatton's gonna play well here. Why? Just the fit, or what? Just because he's a ball striker who plays well on difficult courses. He hasn't played a PGA Tour event since November.
This one right here, you got to lay a shitload of juice. Maybe find something to parlay it with.
Oh my God.
Patrick Reed sucks. He has sucked.
Parlay
So
that with John Rahm to win the event or something.
parlay it with find a college basketball favorite or an NBA favorite. Grab something like that and just throw it in there. This is a wild ass number right below. Henley -1, almost 180 over Straka. I get that Straka's coming off a dub, but I think he was just pounding Diet Cokes. I'm not sure he was getting lit up after that.
That was
for that event.
hilarious. Right when he got there, he had a Diet Coke.
Did you see this? Did you hear about this? His story about Diet Cokes?
He brings them.
He brings a bunch of Diet Cokes with him everywhere because he doesn't, just in case they don't have Diet Coke, which is hilarious.
He needs to be sponsored.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, the matchups are weird. I don't know. I don't really have many guys to fade. I mean, obviously, I would fade Patrick Reed if you can. There's not going to be many of them though. But yeah, I think I just talked myself into my new best bet, so I'll preview that here in a second. All
right, I will. Do you have any specials this week before we do best bets? These props on FanDuel are fun. These specials, I've mentioned them every week. Just go find them. Look at these odds. Any two of Rory, Fitz, Adam Scott, top 5, 13-1. If you really want to get crazy, this is where you go. Golf specials number 4.
Wait, so
Rahm
two
and Rory
guys have to be in the top 5? Is that what that is?
Yeah. But there's a million. You look and find two guys that you like a lot. I like these. Vic top 5, Sungjae top 10, Zalatoris top 20. Those are hard as hell to hit, but you're getting 40-1. You're getting 40-1 odds. So, now there's some interesting ones on there. That's what I would say, prop wise.
Tyrrell Hatton to miss the cut 3-1.
Can we get a Patrick Reed to miss the cut?
No, the books.
Didn't they give that to us last week at plus 150? We talked about it, and then neither of us bet it, and he missed the cut by $1 million. Are they really not going to give it to us?
No, there's not one on here, unless there's one on FanDuel.
No.
There's some decent ones on here. Max Homa 240, Sam Burns 225. I wish I could parlay these, but I can't.
Yeah, they won't let you do that.
My special is just the margin. The margins have been hot, which is nice.
They have been hot.
Hard event. You never know what's going to happen. 1 to 2 strokes. We're sticking with that with these hard events. It came through. The 2-stroke is kind of that cushion just in case someone plays really well, kind of like that Neiman thing, And then the 1-stroke just keeps you in the running at all times, just in a normal tournament. You hope to God that no one goes too crazy and it gets really windy and someone posts something, way ahead. But I like it. 1 and 2 strokes. Margins have been like the cherry on top of the weeks, which is amazing. I love it. I hope more people can jump in on it, but not too much because we don't want these numbers to go down.
Yeah, that's a fact. Best bets. Let's kick it off. I'll kick it off this week. Killer Keith, top 20, plus 210. I've not been great on these, but hit Cam Young last week. This is kind of the same odds, same range. Keith's been great, 3 top 15s in a row, and actually had 2 good starts right before that as well. I talked about it last week. He's working with the guy, or has worked with Scott Fawcett of Decade on some course management stuff. It seems to really be paying off. Played really, really good golf ever since he talked to him. Course fit's great. Course history's great. Doing all the things that we want to see. Putter wasn't rolling. Got to Bermuda last week. Putted his ass off. Just keep it rolling.
He's got the good vibes too. Standing out in the rain, hanging with his buddy. I like that.
Some good karma. Hopefully they didn't get after it too hard.
I'm worried about they might have mixed those Diet Cokes with something that night. But I do like it. Yeah, it's a great bet. Hopefully they, just said, how about you win it? Another guy I wanted to mention before I get my best bet was Theegala. I think Theegala could play well again this week. Yeah. He was up there in my 3-putt avoidance bracket, which was weird. But I like him. My best bet, I just talked myself into this. I switched it last minute, literally probably 2 minutes ago. I got Fitz over Hatton, -120. I like it. I like betting against Hatton. I shouldn't say that. It's like just like a whatever you call it, knock on wood. That's going to jinx myself. But I like Fitz this week. I like betting against Hatton just because he's all over the place. Like he's up, down, at the peak. He's at the bottom. Like there's nothing with him. Fitz is if he fits well here. Those numbers we already talked about. We like him. The juice isn't crazy bad for a guy of his caliber. His finishes recent have been really, really good. I think he top 10'd. Let's look that up actually.
Haddon hasn't played in the States yet this year.
Right. Not since then. Fitzpatrick top 10 at Phoenix, top 10 at Pebble. Approach numbers have been unbelievable. We obviously already talked about his Bermuda putting, his course history. It just kind of all fits, and I like it. I'm going to take that number because of how Hatton's being priced with his previous win. So I'm going to take it and try to cash in.
Yeah. And quite frankly, I mean, Hatton's played okay, it looks like, across the pond, had a couple good finishes, but who knows what those fields were like.
Hatton's not like he's not like a go play here and he's gonna play well guy. Like
no, he's not reliable in
right.
that sense. I mean, he could have like a conniption.
My ceiling is so high. Like, I might pop every once in a while, but like we're gonna see that club get thrown into the water on Friday, hopefully.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility with him. That's a fact. So that's it. I definitely think the 30 to 60 range for both outrights and some derivatives is kind of the place that I'm going to be going heavy in. Like I said, out one and done. Anything you got there? Because I am struggling on a one and done pick this week.
Well, I've kind of talked myself into the Fitz route now. He's definitely on the list. I got Billy still open if I need to use old Billy Ho.
Don't do that. So Adam Scott is on the list.
Scheffler
is on the list. No, I probably not. Hideki's maybe on my list. Leishman in theory is on the list. Homa in theory is on the list. I'm not using Rahm or Rory or Vic. Probably not Scheffler either. But once we get from there, Zalatoris is probably not on the list. I'll probably save him for an event where it's a little bit shallower field.
Arnold,
and maybe not even. Who knows if I'll play him at all.
Paul Casey.
I was getting ready to say Paul Casey.
But I don't think he can win. Should I use a guy that I don't think can win?
Probably not. I mean, in theory, the game theory behind the one and done is hitting as many winners as you can, even if you got to waste some guys. So I don't know. It'll probably be. I'm staring at Adam Scott, Mark Leishman, Fitzpatrick, one of those three guys.
Yeah. Fitzpatrick's at the top of my list, and I'll have to take some heavy convincing to go off of him.
Yeah, I mean, if I just straight up sort my model and it would be Decky, Zalatoris, Adam Scott, Keith Mitchell. Do what?
Could you use Rory at an event like this?
Yeah, I mean, it's a elevated field, so the purse is good. I don't know. I've already used DJ and Xander. So, I mean, still got quite a few bullets in the chamber there, but I'm going to go ahead and save him. You got 4 majors and the players and a couple WGCs. So, I'll probably save most of those top guys for that.
Rory's just had so many question marks. It's like you're going to get maybe some reliability here, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
his finishes are still really good, though.
Oh, yeah, he's great. I mean, he's 10th, 1st, 14th, 4th. I mean, he hasn't played a lot. That's kind of the one thing. I mean,
he top 10. Man, he only plays in big events. He top 10 at the U.S. Open last year. Top 5. Yeah, coming down the – you also got to remember, we got to use some of these guys coming down the stretch, like for some of the FedEx stuff, you know? So we're going to need some guys who are running to win the whole thing.
Yeah. I at some point, though, I'm just going to have to try to start catching up. I'm so far behind. I got to hit some – I can't get any farther in the hole. In theory, Rory should probably be in play for me, but I'm not going to play him this week. I'll save him.
And before we go, Can we look at players' odds real quick?
Yep. I will pull up some odds.
Patrick Cantlay 20.
Not a horrible number. I do not know his history at the Players. Well, wasn't he like a bunch under, right behind Matsuyama when it quit during COVID that year?
I don't know.
I think he was.
Jordan Spieth 28.
At golf course, I don't know that Jordan Spieth's meant to win there.
JM 40. I like that.
That's not a bad number at all. No, that's not a bad number at all.
Jason Day 50. Patrick Reed 50. Patrick Reed is 50-1 to win the Players and 150 this week.
That's a horrible number. Berger 29. I don't know if you see a better number out there than 29 is not a terrible number. He played very good last week. That course would make some sense for him.
Morikawa 16 is like teetering on bettable. Like that's kind of close.
Yeah, a golf course that requires you to hit a bunch of really good iron shots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Matsuyama at 27.
Just think, Morikawa's at 16. If he was at 20, everybody in the world would race and bet it. So and that's not very far from 20. Like that's pretty close.
Yeah, if you think he can win.
Right.
Matsuyama, 27. He's playing very good. If he plays good again this week, that number might go down. It almost certainly will go down.
What's Brooks? 35 on DraftKings.
On FanDuel, he is 33. Matsuyama has 7 starts at the Players, 7th, 8th, 3 other top 25s, and 2 missed cuts. So
interesting. Yeah, but that's going to be a big week of prep for us next week. So that's going to be a fun tournament. Hopefully we'll have to
big ass purse. It's like $20 million purse. I think the winner gets like 2.5.
All you got to do is hit next week and you're back in the mix, baby.
Right back in. All right. That'll be it. Good luck on everybody's bets, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.